What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Fantasy Fut Juan Foyth. I want to say his name. We're going to just go with Juan. Obviously a centre-back in Villarreal. Little bit underwhelming. Not going to lie, straight out the bat, thinking a bit. Compared to Enquiries we got last week, not a bad player. French, great links. Obviously a left mid that can be upgraded. Centre-back, if he does manage to go up, it's not a bad one. Obviously, there is, a +4 overall in general that he can go with. Are you tired of using players like this? I would much rather have teams more like this. Then I recommend going over to skycoach.gg for all of your coaching and coins needs. They are cheap, fast and reliable, but at the checkout make sure you are using code JT11 for a discount on your orders. Back to the video. So realistically we could look at a 90 rated. Realistically I'd say a +1, +2 is more than likely, and then the +3 is that extra bonus. 4 I feel like is going to be a very minute, if none, upgrade, so it is an interesting one nonetheless. In terms of what this card is, centre-back, Argentinian, 3-star, 6'2", standard. Can be a CDM right-back, right wing-back. So again, not a terrible alternative positions. We don't have no traits on him. Good pace upgrade, not going to lie. Then we obviously have the dire composure upgrade. That is definitely going to need a big upgrade. And this is why I do think he's just a little bit underwhelming. Agility balance is nice for a centre-back. Obviously, the defending and physical is good, but it is that composure that it comes down to. Gold Virgil, anybody, Varane gold, would be better than this card in general, just mainly because of that composure. That's just going to be a standard. And more than likely, with the composure upgrade, we're probably only going to see a max of a +5. Absolute max, but we will see when we do get an upgrade if they decide to really throw it out for some cards like this. Now the question is, what have we got to do with him? Last week we got it really easy because I think it suited a lot of people's teams. This time round, assist 7 goals in squad battles or rivals. Pretty standard. I feel like everybody can do that if you are playing rivals. Assist a goal from a cross using a player from La Liga during 3 separate matches. Okay. Score 5 goals in squad battles with having a minimum of 3 La Liga players. Well, if you're trying to do the cross, then obviously you kind of do that anyway. And win 8 matches with 3 La Liga players in. So that's not terrible. Now the question is, what La Liga players would I have in my team? Obviously, we need some sort of winger. We need some sort of person who's going to cross it. Obviously, we've set this kind of team up for the Fantasy Foot Cup. If you haven't checked that video out, then definitely go do that after this. So La Liga, we have got Tchouaméni there. So he could go in just as kind of like a space holder for Xabi Alonso, or obviously Zidane. Probably say Xabi Alonso. We've got a Marvi in already, and technically we do have Capdevila in. So realistically, we could just go with a winger that we've got. So realistically, if we went in loans, then obviously we've got loads of them. Capdevila's left back. We've got Briaz Mendes. I don't know if he can be a right wing. Whether he'd be a crosser. 88 crossing. I suppose if you've done that, I think it was an objective card. If you did do that 2 weeks ago, then obviously that one's not a bad idea to go with if you don't necessarily have a winger in yourself. Other than that, I feel like Danjuma is definitely going to be the shout there. Corona. Obviously, we do have a Hazard from this week, so that is always going to be a very, very good shout there. There he is right there. Beautiful card. 90 rated with the potential of a 94. That would be incredible. Vinny obviously being another one, and João Felix is how I believe he said he wants his name pronouncing, or at least that is how his name is pronounced. Rafinha is another great shout. Other than that, Ferran Torres won a bad one. I don't know if that was an SBC. I feel like it was, but I could be totally wrong. And then obviously you've got your Griezmanns and your Dembeles. So there is plenty of wingers that you can go with there. Obviously having a minimum of 3. Capdevila is going to be a great shout. Amavi, you kind of want somebody who's going to just fit into your team nicely if you don't necessarily have any La Ligas already. I wouldn't necessarily go around changing everything, because realistically, you can get this done pretty easily with just grinding it out. Obviously, with the crosses, you don't have to win. With the goals, you don't have to win. And the 7 assists, you don't have to win either. So the 7 assists are going to come as a standard. That is just playing rivals, getting your weekly rewards done. That is going to be nice. The same with the goals. It doesn't have to be from a La Liga player. You've just got to have 3 La Liga players in your team at the time. Not a problem, which is hilarious because it says Spanish finishers. I would have assumed that it was score 5 goals with Spanish players. But again, we still go with it. Winning formula, again, as you're doing the 8 wins, you'll be able to get that done as well. The only one that's going to require you doing something different is obviously the cross check. Assist a goal from crossing using a La Liga player during 3 separate matches. Again, if you've got a Peter Crouch in the box, that is not going to be a problem. It is just scoring the cross as well. If you are going through on 2-on-1 or 2 versus the keeper, then just a dink across the box is going to be more than sufficient. But make sure you are giving more of an X pass than actually just kind of like a little dink. Sometimes they don't count. So if you are in one match and maybe they are not playing, then definitely do more than what you need to, because this objective, specifically the crossing, is notorious to not count. Don't know why. I've not really found too much of a problem with it, but most definitely the comments have always been they can never get the cross. It's either they've done the cross and it doesn't count. Lob through balls, so LB and Y won't count as a cross. It is specifically got to be the X or B if you've alternated your into PES control. You've just got to press the X to get it across the box and get a head, volley, whatever you need to. Obviously, it can't touch the ground, I believe, for it to count as a cross. Other than that, everything is a pretty standard with him. Like I say, not necessarily a card that I would go out my way to do, but as an upgradable card that could be fodder in the future, that for me is probably its only place. If we just quickly have a look at what centre-backs La Liga already has, I know full well they have a Team of the Year Militao, but in terms of centre-backs, I believe they've got a good amount. I know Alaba's one as well in his road to the knockout, so he's got an upgrade. Orejo is a future star. We have PK from Rule Breakers all the way back then. One to watch Rudiger, Mascherano. We have Marquez as well, who has got an upgrade today, which is a centre-back. Oh, but he's for MLS. That's fair enough. So we have got the 88. We've got Christiansen, Pau Torres. Again, I just think there's so many options here. The only benefit that you've got is the fact that he is technically free, just with a bit of gameplay. Other than that, I feel like he's just fodder. And it's a shame because I feel like objectives are slowly running away with it. I just feel like they're not necessarily giving us a massive amount of options to say, yes, this card is well worth doing. We're getting one a week, and it's just not necessarily the one for me. This one, definitely a little bit less than Guri. Let me know if you're going to complete him, and what rating do you think he is? If you're a Villarreal fan or follow La Liga, what do you reckon? 1, 2, 3 or 4? What upgrade is he getting? Let me know down below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and check out the video on screen, as apparently it's picked for you. Take care. Peace.